What's up, YouTube? It's James coming back at you with another informative video. I hope you guys are doing well out there on this beautiful Tuesday. I'm doing well myself. Well, that clip that we just watched was the assassination of UnitedHealthcare CEO Brian Thompson by the hands of Luigi Magnoni. Okay, 26 years old. They caught him. Okay, they caught him and everything. It took them a week to do it, but they finally caught him. They caught him at a McDonald's, okay? And he was eating, and somebody recognized him and called law enforcement. You see, what a shame that this particular, situation took place. But I got a good feeling we're going to see more of this kind of stuff as the years go by. Because this guy, Luigi Magnoni, seemed to be a disgruntled patient. Okay, he had back surgery or whatever, and the healthcare industries refused to basically pay for the rest of the surgery of some sort, leaving his back in a cripple-like state of some sort. I don't know. To me, this kind of thing seems to be somewhat staged. I don't know, but it's just my opinion on it. And they said that they left all kinds of screws where it just looked hideous in his back, and that enraged him, and he decided to go out and take the UnitedHealthcare CEO out, Mr. Brian Thompson. But like I said, these things are going to happen even more so, because people are getting tired. Not that I'm condoning it, or I'm with it, but people are getting tired of paying into institutions and never getting anything out of it. And then when come time for the institution to pay, they want to drag their feet, you see what I'm saying, to cover the cost or whatever. Which brings me to Blue Cross and Blue Shield. I don't know if you guys heard anything about that, but before we get off the video and everything, we're gonna cover that situation right there, so you can see what they was talking about until they got some flack from the people. But what I want us to do is check out this particular video, getting more in depth about this situation with Luigi Magnoni and UnitedHealthcare CEO Brian Thompson. Check this out.
The suspect in the murder of the UnitedHealthcare CEO, Brian Thompson, is appearing before a judge in a Pennsylvania courtroom for an extradition hearing regarding his case. He was reportedly brought into the courthouse shouting and struggling with officers. The court could decide the timeline for when he is set to return to New York following the attack. Police released the mugshot for 26-year-old Luigi Magnoni a short time ago. In the meantime, officials in Altoona, the city in Pennsylvania where the suspect was arrested, are telling its officers to be careful because the department is now getting death threats. Police arrested Magnoni at a McDonald's in Altoona yesterday after a customer recognized him and alerted an employee who called 911. He is now facing murder and weapons charges in New York City. Responding officers found this ghost gun in Magnoni's backpack. They say the weapon is consistent with the gun used to kill Brian Thompson. These pictures obtained from the Altoona Police Department show body cam images of Magnoni inside McDonald's prior to his arrest. They also found a 3-page handwritten document with him as well. He is now being held in custody as he awaits extradition to New York. Joining us here on set right now is in Studio 57 is Anna Schechter. She's a senior coordinating producer for our CBS News Crime and Public Safety Unit. And Rona Tarrant is also in Studio 57. She's the executive editor of our CBS News Confirmed Unit. Thank you both so much for being here. So Anna, that handwritten document, I have to think, contains a lot of information. What more are we learning about who this man is and maybe the picture that law enforcement is starting to get of a motive?
Well, sure. Well, police do believe that grievances against UnitedHealthcare in particular and the insurance companies, that business as a whole, are what motivated him to carry out this violence. They also believe that he may have been inspired by Ted Kaczynski, the Unabomber, that he read that book that Kaczynski wrote, posted a positive review online, and police are taking that into account. Also padded onto this motive, don't forget the deny, delay, depose words written on the bullets and shell casing. So all of this together is painting a pretty clear picture of what his target was.
Do we know anything more about that handwritten document? Anything more about reporting that you can tell us about what its contents contained?
Well, it was basically calling the insurance companies parasites, the executives parasites. It talked about how while these big companies are raking in profits, the healthcare companies specifically, the U.S. is number 42 in life expectancy. So he was ranting about how Americans are not reaping the benefits that the companies are.
Police are looking to tie, obviously, the suspect to evidence found in New York. Are they any closer to linking him to some of the items that were found?
Well, the clothing that was found on his person in Altoona, Pennsylvania, matched that of what the shooter was wearing. So there's that. He also presented the local police with this very same fake New Jersey driver's license that he used to check into that hostel on the Upper West Side. So that is firmed up. We're still waiting on confirmation on the gun. Was that actually the murder weapon?
What about the backpack that we see the suspect wearing in the surveillance images? Have police found the backpack?
So police believe that backpack was discarded in Central Park. And that backpack, remember, contained Monopoly money, also a Tommy Hilfiger jacket. He also had another bag. This is one of my big questions. He had another bag with him at that McDonald's. He had a laptop and another bag. Where did he stash that bag? There are pieces to this puzzle of his planning, of the timeline, and we don't still have answers to those.
Yeah, his movements from New York to Altoona, how long he was in Altoona. We know you and your team will continue to dig on that. So, Rona, the confirmed team has also been looking into the suspect and his life leading up to the arrest. What are you learning?
So we know his life when he was in school. He was valedictorian in high school. He went to UPenn, and in 4 years, he didn't just get a bachelor's degree, he got a master's degree. This is someone who posted online. He had a blog. He had various accounts where he posted about computer science, artificial intelligence. He read widely. He had a Goodreads account where he read like books sort of from wellness to science, and as Anna just mentioned as well, the Unabomber's book too. But what's interesting is really his life after college. What happened? So we know he worked as a data engineer. We know he worked at the company up until about 2023. Now, he was remote when he worked for the company. He worked for a time from Puerto Rico. He lived in Hawaii. He sort of seemed to travel all over. We know that he went to Japan earlier this year, for example. But what's interesting when we were looking into his online accounts is he stopped posting on X around July or June this year. And we found several posts from people identifying as his friends saying, "Where are you? Are you okay? You know, we haven't heard from you. Your family is looking for you." So there seems to be very little activity over the last 6 months. And that's something police are going to be looking into. Where was he over those 6 months?
Is there information that your team has uncovered about why a healthcare CEO may have been targeted?
So what we've seen on the social accounts, as Anna was just mentioning, is he had an interest in healthcare. Now, we are seeing from his social media accounts as well that he posted frequently about back pain. Now, he had a condition, according to his social media posts, where his lower back was extremely painful. He looked for possible treatments that didn't contain surgery, but it does seem from some of those accounts that he did have a surgery. Now, we also know that he kind of posted anti-capitalist things. He spoke about greed in corporate America, but there was no mention. That was one thing I was looking for. Did he actually mention Brian Thompson specifically or UHC? We didn't see any mention of that. So it seemed to be a general grievance about the industry.
There are reports that officials are receiving messages that police have the wrong guy in custody. Any validity to these claims?
So as soon as that name came out yesterday, the internet sort of lit up. So there were numerous accounts impersonating him. A YouTube account, for example, was pretending to be him. We saw the McDonald's page flooded with bad reviews. And we're also seeing social media comments across the board saying, you have the wrong guy, this guy is being framed. Now, there's no evidence to that. What we're also seeing is there's real world actions to this. The police station now is not only dealing with the case itself, but dealing with death threats, with calls. And the McDonald's employees are also fearful for their safety as well. So there is a legal process. It is going to be playing out in public as we're seeing, and people can follow that along. But there is no evidence for these online conspiracy theories that, for example, that they got the wrong guy.
Very important point that this is a legal process, has to play out. Rona Taryn and Anna Schechter, thank you so much to you both.
So you see, dude was upset because he felt just like, he paying all his money, in the healthcare insurance, health insurance and what have you. And then when it need for them to come through, he's not getting what he needs. It is said, I heard somewhere that he actually injured his back while he was surfing, and his back, accumulated a lot of back pain. As a result of that, he wound up getting, surgery. And, well, the doctors kind of messed him up. You understand? And left these, like I said before, these screws in his back. And it looked very hideous. And he got mad about it. Now, I don't know how he knew where the CEO, the healthcare CEO, Brian Thompson, was going to be. He was going to be at this banquet or whatever, giving a speech. I don't know how he knew that, but he knew it. This is the reason why it makes me think. I don't know why. I just get a feeling that this stuff is staged. Is he the guy that actually did this? What we're looking at on there, I don't really know, because I was looking at some of the earlier images and he do look like this guy, but after all, he had this hoodie on. We see this, the thick eyebrows, you know what I mean, and what have you. I don't really know. It's kind of hard to. So it's a good chance that Luigi Mignoni, whatever his name is, he might walk. He may just walk, but key evidence is that gun. If that's the same gun that did this right here, guess what? He's not gonna walk. They take them ballistics tests. That's it. Now, to get at Blue Cross Blue Shield. Now, it has been said that Blue Cross Blue Shield is actually prorating anesthesia, meaning, say for example, if you were to go and have surgery and you're covered by Blue Cross and Blue Shield, and your surgery is scheduled for 2 hours, that's 2 hours of anesthesia that they will cover, okay? If your surgery goes over a half an hour or an hour, that's coming out your pocket. That's what they saying. You know what I mean? And there's some people that's been making some kind of little skits about it. And let's take a look at it, and then we'll get into, the truth about it. Check this out.
Hey, big dog. Let me get this off you real quick, player. What? What's happening? Yeah, so your anesthesia time just ran out. They said we can't keep you in there unless you come up off some bread. Some bread? How much? About $4,500 for another hour. But I can do a 15-minute extension for about $900. Man, $4,500, I ain't got that. Yeah, man, but you want to set up a payment plan, or you want to try to stay awake and hold this flashlight? So what we doing?
Now, ain't that crazy? You don't want to have to face nothing like this. You understand? But here's the real deal and what's actually going on. They walked it back. Check this out.
A heads up for New Yorkers who are covered under an Anthem Blue Cross Blue Shield insurance plan. You may soon have to pay out of pocket for anesthesia in an operation you're undergoing that goes longer than expected.
Now, the insurance company announced those changes last month. Officials say they can predetermine the time limit for anesthesia. Now, if a bill is submitted showing that the time was longer than that, they could deny paying for it. We should note this policy will not apply to patients who are 22 years old or younger, or for maternity-related care. Policyholders can file a dispute if they disagree with a claim reimbursement decision.
In a statement, the American Society of Anesthesiologists says if you're concerned about this proposal, you should contact your state insurance commissioner or state legislator. New York Governor Kathy Hochul says she's expressed her outrage with Anthem over this, and that they will be announcing a full reversal of this policy later today.
A new controversial policy by insurance provider Anthem Blue Cross Blue Shield is now no longer going to take effect. The insurance carrier had announced it would no longer pay for anesthesia care if a surgery went beyond a specific time limit for patients in New York, Connecticut, and Missouri. But the plan received plenty of backlash, and just an hour ago, Governor Hochul announced the company has reversed course on the policy. Anthem Blue Cross Blue Shield said it decided not to go forward with that policy change after widespread misinformation. It said it was never the policy to not pay for medically necessary anesthesia services.
So shout out to the people who raised hell at Blue Cross and Blue Shield for that bullshit. You understand what I mean? Because see, if it wasn't for them, they was going to run that situation. They definitely was going to run it. They don't care. And I hope, none of us need, operations and stuff like that, especially if you covered by Blue Cross and Blue Shields, because you see, they don't care, man. Hell, the thing is this: if you weren't paying the damn insurance in the first place, and you saved your own money, you probably would have money enough to cover these damn surgeries. You see what I mean? So this is the reason why I say you're going to start seeing a lot of these kind of situations take place with this thing right here with the healthcare CEO, you know what I mean, that was took out by this guy right here. I don't know if it's this guy in the picture or not. They really don't know, but police seem to think they are, that it is him, you know, and that's just what it is. You know, people, like I said, and I'm going to say it again, people are getting tired of paying into these institutions like healthcare, you know, and not actually getting the full coverage of the money they've paid years in. Look at what are they doing with the money anyway? Just think about it. What are they doing with the money? You know, lapping it up, I'm sure, living it up, stopping you from being able to do things with your own money that if you was giving them, you could go and do in the first place. That's basically what it is. You know, it's all starting to seem like a scam, you know, and people are mad about it. People are starting to wake up about it. And hey, here's the end results. And that's just what it is. That's all I got on this one, people. I want you guys to tell me what you think about this particular video. I'm interested in hearing your thoughts on it in the comment section. That's if you can comment. But make sure you like and share this video and subscribe. People, please remember to live your life as though we are being watched. Simply because we are. This is James, and I'm out. Peace.